If you want to start making money in every crypto market condition, watch this video. If you're tired of waiting for a bull market to solve all your problems and you want to start winning now, because it's possible, and I will prove it to you, watch this video. I've been at this for 7 years now. So 3 days ago, when the entire crypto space went euphoric, when we were seeing everyone call for the next bull market and tell you to go all in on different altcoins, I sent out warnings that a lot of people are about to get burnt by this move. They're going to give in to the euphoria. See, influencers are trying to prey on your greed. It's what gets them engagement. Posted about this on Twitter. I even used the same strategy with a clickbait thumbnail and then tried to warn people in my video that they would get wrecked trying to trade this like a full-blown bull market. Now, even though it wasn't a bull market and things did crash, I made a lot of money trading Solana and Ethereum. My students absolutely printed absurd returns trading these conditions. And I was ridiculously bullish on Solana and Ethereum. And I'll show you an exclusive clip I shared with my students. The best time, the easiest signal that it's a full-blown bull market is one, when we start seeing new all-time highs, or we see a new emergent category of projects, normally under the guise of a narrative, come into play. We haven't quite seen those yet, so that's why this isn't full-blown bull market for me. When I start to see those triggers, that's when things change. See, those are the two best signals for a real bull market, either all-time highs or new explosive emerging narratives. Think ICOs in 2017, think DeFi in 2020, think NFTs and IDOs in 2021. These are the key narratives. These are the exciting new trends that drive bull markets. But I cannot stress how much you do not need a bull market to be making money. You saw what my students were doing. And that was just in that period. Every other week before that, we're seeing hundreds of wins, hundreds of great trades because they understand how to actually trade. I'm going to leave a link to my Telegram in the description below, and there's going to be a full free course over there. Study it if you actually want to learn to trade. Now, for people who like level-headed analysis that actually makes you money, let's go through the market and what's currently happening. You can see it's really slowed down. It hasn't completely turned red, and most coins are still up on the weekly, which gives us potential for continuation. We'll see how this week plays out, and I'll show you the key levels I'm watching on different assets to see if this is just going to stall, come back down, or continue. See, it's possible for the market to run without Bitcoin. But in most situations, it's Bitcoin leading the way, or at least Bitcoin following with some sort of lag, Ethereum leading the way. Those are the two things I most commonly see when we see not even a bull market, but just continued uptrends where you can make a lot of money. And if you were paying close attention to Bitcoin, it didn't break out. It really didn't. It went up and it came back down, and it was just floating in its range while everything else was pumping. And that alone is a red flag, because everything else pumps, Bitcoin goes sideways. At any point, if Bitcoin crashes, comes down, then there's no support here up until the upper parts of 29K over here. And that is a flat 4.2% drop. Now, Bitcoin is the lowest beta asset. So if Bitcoin drops 4.2%, you better believe the rest of the market is also going to drop a greater amount. So we've got this huge drop. We've got immediate resistance above Bitcoin. That's a cause to be ready for the market to stop, halt, or sharply crash at any point. Now, there's still opportunity in the altcoins, but I'm very interested in Bitcoin again over here because we're floating, consolidating sideways right above the 30K psychological level. Our first breakdown level over here, 29.85. So this is where I'll start to look for an entry into a position. We've got a soft resistance I'm paying attention to at about 29.5K. And from here, we'll go down to here, manage to trade around this level, and hopefully catch a nice breakdown all the way to this next support, which is about 27.2K. And again, we've got a soft resistance here at about 28.1K. So I'll manage to trade here again, and the ideal target is going to be around 27.2K. That is probably the number one play on Bitcoin right now, and you better believe the rest of the altcoin market's going to crash if that happens, but we're far away from that. There's no reason to expect we break out of the range right now. There's no particular news, narrative, or environmental factor that has me leaning more bearish than bullish. In fact, maybe the opposite slightly. We take a look at Ethereum, and it hit straight into the 2K level as a resistance and came down, and now it's floating just above the 1900 level. This is the range I'd be paying attention to for Ethereum right now, between 2K and just above 1900, so about 1920. See what happens here. And then price comes down. We've got our next support here, about 1850 would be the next level I'd pay attention to. I don't love it. It's not the cleanest. There's a lot of room for interpretation with the key levels on Ethereum. Bitcoin generally has just been so much cleaner. It's a strong reason why I prefer trading it. But these would be the key levels I'm paying attention to on Ethereum. We've got the 2K level up here. We've got the 1920 level up there. We see movement back up to 2K. That's going to be extremely bullish and a strong probability of it breaking. We go down into this range between 1920 and 1850, and then altcoin plays are going to take a little bit of a hit, and the probability of Bitcoin also breaking to the downside increases. So these are little things I'll be paying attention to. Now, when it comes to Solana, it gives me a bit of hope. Go to the 1 day, and you can see we had a big breakout over the last few days, and price absolutely exploded up well over 50%. And from lows of $12, we're up about 155%. Just look at this breakout here, and we're up about 56%. And the thing is, we are slowly working our way back up. It hasn't come back down in a straight line. We had a nice bounce here at the 618 level. We're floating between 0.5382 going sideways. And this is a point where you can start paying attention to break up or break down. Set yourself a pseudo range over here. This is roughly what I'd be watching. And between these two levels, whichever way the price breaks, we could see some major continuation. And it's holding a lot of its gains. It hasn't come back down in a straight line. Ethereum didn't pump as hard and lost a lot of its gains. Solana, it's holding it. It's holding it well, and it's something I'll pay attention to. There's been a lot of opportunity to trade this asset, especially since this breakout of about 21K here. We've seen a large market structure shift that I spoke about the other day. I'll zoom back out to the 1 day to demonstrate that. So you can see from this downtrend, high, low, lower high, and then this lower high here, which led to the breakdown, created this, and then we had our first structure shift. We've also actually gotten above this second and third levels over here. So it's looking pretty good for Solana. Like, there's no reason not to expect continuation here while we're above this $26 level. And if you zoom in, we set it about 26.88. That's when I'll come back down, test the $26 level. It's also confluent with the 0.618 move here. And as I've explained many times, price goes up, comes back down. As long as it stays above the 0.618, it shows demand and potential continuation. Once we get below this level, that's when the move significantly weakened. Lastly, I want to talk about Matic. Now, Matic made decent gains as well. Price went up 25%, and from the 10th, it's up about 32.97%. Really good gains. Really solid structure here. Hit our lows cleanly, making our way up. Doesn't look bad at all. Now, it's retraced a little bit further down than I would have liked to see it. Retrace, if it would have stayed above this 0.82 level, that would have been absolutely fantastic. Right now, it's floating between 0.76 and 0.79. This would be the first breakout, and then here's secondly, third breakout into 0.9 is what I expect to see. So this I'll be paying really close attention to. And actually, if you want to trade these, you don't just need to sit down and stare at the chart 24/7. Just set some alerts. Set yourself one alert at the first support you want to pay attention to, one alert at the first resistance you want to pay attention to. The second the price hits those levels, you get your alert, you come to the charts, you check. If you want more level-headed analysis like this, subscribe to the channel. That's my trading plan for the week, and I'll see you soon.